Yo, what's going on guys, it's Cynical and welcome back to another video. Today for you guys, I wanted to talk about playable character mods for Kingdom Hearts 3, as over the past few months, these have been getting absolutely ridiculous. A good ridiculous for sure. The idea of being able to play as some of our favorite Kingdom Hearts characters with their very own inputs and fully functional working animations is nothing short of amazing, and honestly I didn't think we'd be seeing mods to this degree this so soon into Kingdom Hearts 3 on PC's life cycle, but here we are. Now you guys are probably aware that I have featured a few character mods here on the channel over the past month or so. This is primarily a Vanitas mod, a Ventus mod, as well as a Dark Xehanort Kairi mod. The way in which these mods work is usually replacing the model of Sora with the intended character, and then changing all of the combo animations to better suit that character's fighting style. Let's say for instance Vanitas. So the way that the modder was able to implement a Vanitas type mod for Kingdom Hearts 3 was just essentially replacing a lot of the different combo animations for Sora with Vanitas's combat animations. Sometimes there's other work that is also done here as well, like adjusting hitboxes so that it kind of makes more sense for the move or attack that the character is using in that moment. But a lot of what we do see here with playable character mods is, for one, a model swap and then a lot of different animation changes. And most of the time it's generally replacing everything to do with Sora and modifying it with a bunch of different animations from other characters. For the likes of something like the Xehanort Kairi mod, that is literally Kairi just adjusted. Some of the animations have been slightly changed and the coloration of some of the particle effects have been altered too. This is my basic understanding of how these playable character mods work. Now, I am not a modder by any means, I don't have any modding experience, and it's most certainly not as black and white as I'm explaining it. It's not a simple process by any means. I know that people do spend a lot of time creating these playable character mods, and they are insane. So kudos to the mod community who are hard at work creating mods like these. They are super impressive. Now, usually I would just do like a feature video with some music and some editing in the mix, but in today's video, I more so wanted to talk about two mods. One is currently already out, that is available to download. I will leave the link in the description down below. And another one is currently a work in progress. So let's talk about the main focus here, and that is the Riku mod for Kingdom Hearts 3, known as Project Equinox, created by Zay. Now, of course, Riku is already a playable character in Kingdom Hearts 3, so you might be scratching your head a little bit. Of course, the segments that we do get to play as Riku in the game are very, very short-lived, and all in all, towards the character itself, in the sense of how expansive Riku's moveset is, exactly what he can utilize and what he can do is very minimalistic. Here is gameplay of the standard playable Riku that you can obviously play as in Kingdom Hearts 3. His combo for the most part is pretty basic. Riku can also not use flow motion. There is no dive animation, as it was never intended for Riku to be used in overworlds, only specific story scenarios. Riku can only use two magics, Thundaga and Kiraga. There's of course no form changes at all, and you're also not able to access any menu to change or alter equipment, because again, the main playable character of the game is Sora. So the idea of this mod is to make a fully fleshed out Riku experience. One where Riku can use flow motion, one where Riku can use form changes, one where you can actually change the keyblades and equipment and items for Riku. And one where, yeah, you can switch up abilities that have all been completely changed with different animations that look super groovy to actually give you that feeling of, wow, this is actually a full-blown Riku experience. As I was saying before, I'm pretty sure the way in which this mod has worked is rather than using the already preset Riku that is in Kingdom Hearts 3, what Zei has done here is, I believe, they've replaced the model of Sora with Riku, and then just simply replaced all of the different combo animations. This would then mean that Riku is now able to pretty much do anything that Sora would be able to. It's essentially a Riku skin in every sense of it, in the ways of not just the model, but all of the attacks and animations on top of Sora's skeleton. They has gone ahead and renamed a lot of the different combo modifier abilities to better suit that of the character of Riku, which is a really, really nice touch. This right here is the Equinox Riku base combo. As you can see, it's looking a lot groovier than what we find normally for Riku in Kingdom Hearts 3. And this right here is the combo performed with finishes enabled.
You're done! You're done! Sorry. Take this!
The first finisher we have right here is Blade Rush. Riku will perform a bunch of slashes in a quick succession. The next one is Umbral Claw, where Riku performs a Darkness Invalid Saw Blade type spin attack. Next is Ignition Flame, which is probably my all-time favorite. It's essentially a dark explosion. Love it. And the last one is Chaos Impact, sort of similar to Ignition Flame. It's a big red explosion. I believe this is replacing Last Charge. We did actually see this animation used in the Vanitas mod. Pretty much all of the Keyblades have been model swapped in this mod to better suit the themes of Riku, whether they be pre-existing Keyblades, like being able to use Young Master Xehanort's Keyblade, or custom ones. Seeing this type of thing, a full-blown character mod like this, where it not only changes stuff like the combat side of things for combo modifiers and animations, but other smaller things like actually changing up the Keyblades you receive. Another thing too is the loading screens have been changed to Riku-themed ones, which is just such a nice touch. As well as that, the title screen is also custom, with Riku and Namine standing there in Project Equinox below the Kingdom Hearts 3 logo. It's all of these little changes and additions on top of the combos and animations being changed that make all the difference. You've got the to-be-expected Keyblades here, like Way to Dawn and Braveheart, which I believe do replace the Kingdom Key and Elemental Encoder. But then you've got a bunch of other cool stuff here, like Nightmare's End and Mirage Split, the Dream Drop Distance Riku and Sora Keyblade thing. You got Wasteland's Timber, a recolor of the classic Kingdom Keyblade. End of Pain from Dream Drop Distance, the Nachtflügel, probably butchered that, it's a German name, but Yazora's weapon, really, really cool. You've got Voidgear, Vanitas' Keyblade in here. Custom stuff too, like Demon's Bane and Revenge of Chaos. We've got a recolor of Shooting Star D. Yeah, it's really cool to see a lot of extra new Keyblades and stuff. Of course, they're just model swapping out the already existing Keyblades. They also do come with their own trail effects and whatnot too, which is nice, and swap in, swap out effects. It's this type of stuff that kind of reminds me of Zad's Vanitas mod for Kingdom Hearts 2, as well as his Aqua mod. This again is a little bit similar in the sense of creating custom abilities with already pre-existing animations and stuff in the game, but on top of that too, also adding in custom Keyblades and new Keyblades that you acquire throughout the story. So the same thing's kind of going on here for Kingdom Hearts 3, which I was expecting to happen eventually, but not this soon on. Now, on top of the fact that we do have a bunch of cool new Keyblade stuff going on here too, the form changes have also been slightly altered too. Now, of course, as I was saying, all of these Keyblades are essentially the Keyblades that are in the game, just with a model swap on top. So to give an example, I believe the Way to Dawn is the Elemental Encoder. So the Elemental Encoder's form change is second form, which means if you're using the Way to Dawn in this mod, its form change is going to be second form, right? However, what's really cool is Again, Xeha's gone ahead and changed up some of the animations and whatnot in some of these forms, but even furthermore has gone ahead and renamed the name of these forms. So second form is known as Soul Shift. And I absolutely appreciate this little extra touch. All the furthermore, Xeha's gone ahead and even altered the graphic of some of these form changes that appears above the command menu. So you'll notice right here, there's some of the second form stuff going on in the Soul Shift graphic, but we've got Soul Shift and then the Eye of Darkness right above it. And the same can be said for a lot of the other form changes as well. So if we look at Mirage Split I believe is replacing the Oblivion, which the Oblivion's form change is Dark Form. So Mirage Split will go into Dark Form, but Dark Form has been renamed to Nightmare Mode. And again, the graphic has been changed. It looks really cool. It appears that the favorite Deputy Keyblade has been replaced with Revenge of Chaos, an absolutely demonic looking weapon. And the form change for, of course, favorite Deputy is Hyper Hammer. So for Revenge of Chaos, it's known as Heart of Chaos for the form change. And look at the custom graphic. It looks official. Down to the animation in the way it like pops up when you first activate the form. Holy smokes, dude. I'm specifically nerding out a lot over the form change graphic that comes up, but it's something that I have yet to see with any other playable character mod so far. So it's cool to know that we're at a point that modders in the community are now even changing the graphic towards the form change and making it look convincing, like making it look official, as if it's come out of the next Kingdom Hearts title. I thought I'd also mention too that some forms do have completely unique finishes. For the likes of Soul Shift, it does have stuff like Dark Aura and Dark Impetus, but not absolutely all of the forms do. On top of that as well, there are a few custom shot locks, but again, not all of them. Now please do keep in mind, this is the very first version of this mod, which means that not absolutely everything is going to work here. Some of the forms still do need a bit of work, some stuff does look a little bit jank, but keep in mind it is the first version, and I believe that Xeha does have plans to maybe somewhere way later on down the track will end up applying some updates and fixing a few things here and there. From what I understand though, as of right now, Xeha doesn't have any intentions to continue to work on this mod, just because of the fact that the process towards developing this mod was apparently pretty strenuous. Which totally makes sense. You can see how much work and effort was put in to make this come to fruition. But for what we do have here and seeing it all working for the most part, is nothing short of amazing. Now, you can use links, although, again, they're a little bit jank. The animations and stuff just flat out don't work, and you can get some pretty hilarious results. Some of the links work, even though it will look a bit jank, whereas others sometimes just flat out don't really work. Also, I wouldn't recommend using any of the team limits or team attacks or anything like that, because from my experience, every single time I tried to use one, it would essentially just soft lock the game. So yeah, stay away from team attacks. Thought I'd also mention too that Xeha has labeled that the Caribbean can be a little bit wonky with this mod sometimes. Other times it can work perfectly fine. So yeah, there are a few things in here where it is a little bit sticky, but for the most part, it does work, which essentially means that you can pretty much play this mod from start to finish with gaining all of these cool Keyblades as you progress through the story, gaining all of these cool new abilities. This mod in itself would give a totally new, fresh experience to playing through Kingdom Hearts 3 yet again. If it's your 100th time playing with this mod enabled, it's going to be a different experience. So the other character mod that I wanted to talk about is really cool. This is actually blowing my mind a little bit. It's really in the same field as the Riku mod in regards to just how much work and effort and attention to detail has been put into this mod thus far. Currently right now, this mod is still in development. It is a playable Master Xehanort mod, created by a different user though. This user is known as Miliotui Jeff definitely butchered that, but shout out to this dude. He's also been doing a lot of great work towards playable character mods for Kingdom Hearts 3. They're actually responsible for the Vanitas mod that I have featured here on the channel. They've also put together a xehanort playable character mod, a xehanort playable character mod. So they're doing some really good stuff here. But by far, the most impressive one that this dude has put together so far, and is of course still currently a work in progress, is the Master Xehanort one. My god. The footage that you guys are seeing right now is the only work in progress footage that Jeff has uploaded to his channel, but I have to say, my freaking god, the idea of being able to play as Saga 1's main antagonist, the old wrinkly man himself, is a pretty spicy idea. The base combos look absolutely ferocious, a lot of what's going on when we actually fight Xehanort himself. But what is actually mentioned here, and you guys have probably noticed this, is Xehanort's weapon changing as well as form changes allow him to actually use what seems to be and what is probably going to be all 13, or more so 12, because his Keyblade is counted as one of the 13 Seeker's weapons. But it looks like the form changes are going to allow Xehanort to use all 12 of the Seekers of Darkness, the Organization 13 weapons. And you guys can see here the form change graphic is also custom, just like the Riku one. So right there, form number 1 would probably refer to that of Xehanort himself, and then number 2, so on and so forth, for each organization number referring to a different character and their weapon. Super cool, what an absolutely fantastic idea. I'm really looking forward to this one. I'll leave Jeff's channel in the description down below. Please go show them some love, and do be sure to keep an eye on this mod. However guys, that is all for today. I thought I'd talk about 2 very, very impressive playable character mods. The Riku one you can go ahead and play for yourself as of right now. That link is going to be in the description down below, and hopefully we won't have to wait too much longer before we're able to play as Master Xehanort himself. Really looking forward to that. However guys, in the comment section down below, please be sure to leave your thoughts and opinions. I'm Cynical, and I'll catch you dudes in the next one. Peace.